Hi, and welcome to week 6. This week's topics include history, learning to unlock the past, primary sources, timelines, and why do we study history. The social-emotional learning activity is to observe a teaching lesson and identify the social-emotional culture anchor competencies. Your unit plan and 3 lesson plans are due this week. Let's take a look at your independent activities for week 6. I'm going to just make it larger here. There we go. You're viewing the videos, so you're completing the first activity right off the bat. You're going to read Chapter 9 of the textbook. It's all about history, learning to unlock the past. And then you're going to take a look at the social-emotional learning activity this week. You're going to view the video below and respond to the questions after viewing the video based on your observations from the lesson. You're going to use the social-emotional culture anchor competencies framework below, and you're going to post your responses in this drop box. So these are so here's the video you're going to view, and these are the questions you're going to respond to after you have viewed the video. Which social, emotional, and cultural anchor competencies and accompanying teacher moves. You will see that on the framework. If you've forgotten, go take a look at the framework, which is linked here. Excuse me. And you're going to see in that framework, you're going to see on the outer ring, you're going to see the social, emotional, cultural competencies. And then if you move it, I think the next link is, the next ring is the teacher moves. So which of those do you see taught in that lesson you have observed? What evidence do you see for each anchor move you selected? You can refer to the framework to guide your analysis. Now, how do you think the teacher's attention to those anchor competencies may have contributed to her students' academic success and ability to thrive? What do you think this teacher would have needed to do during the first 6 weeks of school to get to this point? And your reflection on all of this is, what's one takeaway for your own practice? What technique, what skill, what did you see here? It could be a social emotional learning anchor competency you've seen, or a teacher move that you're going to take and use in your classroom. This is the framework. This is the guide. I think you've seen the guide before. There's just resources in there if you think that might be something that would help you. Here's some additional information. Now we're going to talk a little bit about history. Why history? View the following videos, and using the information from the videos and the textbook, respond to the following questions and post your response in a document in this Dropbox this week. You're going to answer these questions. What is history? Why is history important? And what should students know and be able to do in regards to history? You can take a look at these 2 videos, and then you can also take the information from the textbook. You're going to take a look at primary sources this week. You're going to explore some websites for primary sources pertaining to history. There's a chart of primary sources below, and that chart is right here. The Library of Congress, or PBS, might have great information on primary sources, but you may even find a better website. Link the website to this Dropbox and answer the who, what, where, why, and when of primary sources. Locate one activity for a grade level of your choice using primary sources. This does not need to be an actual lesson plan. You're going to post your work in the Dropbox. Just an idea that you're going to use that works with primary sources. I know I have primary resources. It should be primary sources. My apologies there. It's about time. We're going to take a look at timelines. View the video of Tommy DePaulo's book, Now One Foot, Now the Other. Note the sequence of events as written in the book. Using the tasks listed on page 291 in our textbook, select a hero in your life and create a timeline. You may use the actual person you know and consider it a hero, or locate a book of your hero's life and use that information for your timeline. You're to create a timeline as outlined on page 291. You may use a timeline template from the internet. Here are some right here. This is the link that it's provided for you with resources for timelines. Your group work this week is here. You're going to click on this link. I'm not going to do it because it will not take me to where you want to go, but yours should take you to where you want. But I will show you what is the group work this week. In groups, you're going to look at some historical thinking. You're going to use the scenario, on pages 299 and 300 in the textbook. You're going to locate the recommendations made throughout the chapter to engage students in historical thinking. How many examples can you find or your group locate in that chapter? Create a list of examples and post your list your group has created in this Dropbox. And these are the groups that I see. You will only see your group. If you're not sure who that is in your group, you can click on, I think yours says Classroom Tools. Mine says More. When you click on it, here are my course tools. I can find groups here and I can go there. I'm on that page now, so that doesn't help me, but it will help you if you want to look at who's in your group. And you can email your group very easily. So you can have a conversation about how you're going to put this all together and make sure everybody's ideas are included. I'm going to take you back to week 6 because there are some reminders here that I have for you. They're at the bottom of the page. Your unit plan assignment is due this week. Here is the link to that Dropbox and that information. So please check that out because you do need to write a general unit plan using the guideline that I provided and then 3 specific lesson plans. And these 3 lesson plans have to be sequential. So you might have one at the beginning of your unit. You might have one at the middle. You might then have your culminating activity lesson plan at the end. And those are the 3. I want to be able to see how the students grow in your writing these 3 lessons. Make sure you use the Educational Studies template, lesson plan template. Make sure your objective is ABCD, observable and measurable, just like we practiced. And for many of you that I've met with just to talk about your lesson, if you haven't met with me and you want to talk to me about your lesson, especially in that first lesson plan you did the first week, you're more than welcome to still meet with me if you need to. Otherwise, you're on your own. Make sure your multiple intelligence, that you identify one and tell me how you're going to address it. The population, your diverse population, there are some diverse populations, a list of them in the objective and lesson plan folder. If you look in there, you're going to pick one of the 13 and you're going to tell me how you're going to accommodate them in the lesson. Level the playing field so they have as much success in this lesson as anybody who may not be diagnosed with that, whatever that disability or whatever you want to call that would be. So make sure you include that, and then you're going to put that in the unit plan and lesson plans assignment Dropbox. Don't forget your community service project reflection and your artificial intelligence assignment are due week 7. It is coming quickly. So if you haven't completed your community service, get out there and do that. Because if you don't do that part, I will make sure you will need to then take the 1-hour community service project class and redo your community service project. So I'm advising you, do it for this class so you don't have to do it on its own. It's due week 7. Now, if you're volunteering in the Family Learning Conference, you're going to post your reflection in the Family Learning Conference Dropbox. You may have to, I think week 7 it should be done. It's this coming weekend, so you should be okay. You are excused from the artificial intelligence assignment if you volunteered. So here's the link for the community service that everybody needs. If you did not volunteer, you're going to post your AI assignment in this Dropbox, and if you did volunteer for the Family Learning Conference, you're going to post your reflection in here. If you're at the Family Learning Conference, you can take pictures. That's fine. You can take pictures of the kids. You can take pictures of anybody. If a parent objects, you can just say, okay, fine, thanks. But for the most part, we've always taken pictures of all the people who've attended. You can take pictures of the volunteers, yourself volunteering, add that to your reflection, talk a little bit about how the day went. Were there any surprises? What did you feel about the day? Were there things you might do differently? It's an exciting day. I wish I could be there this year. I am away, and I cannot be at that conference. Otherwise, I have been a co-chair of that conference for the last 15 years, so for quite a while. But it's an exciting day, and I think you'll have lots of fun if you're volunteering. It's not too late to sign up to volunteer. And I think I posted that link back in the announcements. So go to the announcements page, which would be, let me take you there right now while I'm talking about, I think in course home. And if you scroll down to, right here it is, click on this link and then scroll to the bottom. Do not register. You're not bringing your child. Well, you can if you're welcome if you have a child, but you want to volunteer. Scroll down in the box at the very bottom. It says you can volunteer still. So that's it for week 6. I hope you're going to have a great week, and I'll see you online. And otherwise, I'll see you next week in the next video.